Ooh, baby. Mm, 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 mm. That's a good cup of coffee right there. That's a really good cup of coffee. You know, looks like it's going to be a beautiful day outside, too. Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Jobu. What's up, Jobu? And Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys and you wonderful ladies for being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up those football gods this morning. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. In fact, I'm doing really, really good this morning. I am happy that now we don't have to talk about whether or not Dak Prescott is going to get a contract. We don't have to talk about if he's going to get tagged. We don't have to talk about if Russell Wilson is going to be traded to the Cowboys. We don't have to talk about if the Cowboys are going to get a trade for Deshaun Watson. We don't have to talk about let Dak walk anymore. We don't have to deal with that situation anymore anytime soon. And I'm happy now because now, step one of the offseason, check. We got our quarterback. We got our quarterback. And for those out there that are saying it's hamstringing the team, you can't win with Dak Prescott taking up. He's getting 40 million a year. Oh, the Cowboys are crazy. Man, he getting 71 million dollars this year, man. 71 million. How you gonna put a team on the field? How you gonna put a team on the field? You know, this is where when you don't understand what's going on, sometimes it's better not to say anything so that way you understand that you're not an idiot or you don't look like an idiot. Yes, this is the highest compensation that a player has ever received in 1 year. This is true. But see, you don't look at that. You've always heard that, teams can't win the Super Bowl if their quarterback's getting paid more than 15% of the cap. Okay. It's true. That's the way it's worked. But here's the interesting thing. Because this is technically a 6-year deal, 6 years, 2 years avoidable, really a 4-year deal. But for accounting purposes only, it is a 6-year deal, which means that signing bonus money, that $65 million or whatever it is, that money is divided up by 6. And that's what it counts for each year of the contract. And then the first year, you make real low. The second year, you make real low. You let the salary cap recover from COVID. You let the salary cap explode because of gambling money, which is new this year, because of television contracts, because of a 17th game. It's going to recover. And the funny thing is Dak Prescott being the second highest paid player in the NFL is probably going to be short-lived. Josh Rosen probably is going to end up getting over that. Lamar Jackson will probably in a couple weeks get over that. It's all good. But the cap number for Dak Prescott is $22.5 million this year. About where DeMarcus Lawrence's is. About where Amari Cooper's is. That is 12.3%. That's it. 12.3%. Last year, it was north of 15. Last year was north of 15 because we were paying the franchise tag, which is you can't manipulate the number. You franchise tag, it's a hardcore number. By not franchise tagging him this year at 37.7, they saved $15.5 million on the cap. They can manipulate some other contracts. Amari Cooper, Go ahead and do that. Get another $15 million, just like that. Now that they've got the quarterback done, we're a week away from free agency. Next week, legal tampering starts on the 15th. The league year starts on the 17th, although that may be subject to change because they're still working on the television contract. There's no guarantee that today at 4 o'clock, the franchise tag designation will end. It may be extended till they get the television contract. They may end up putting the franchise tag on Dak as just a stopgap. We're protecting our ass situation, kind of like you buy the extended warranty on that refrigerator you bought, just in case shit happens, that they've got everything covered, that there's no way in the world that if something happens that they're going to lose Dak Prescott. They're just not. It's too big a thing. But as I said, this is not the end. This is the beginning. Let's take a look right here. This is my man, Law Nation, and Law Nation has got a hiccup on his main channel. Make sure you sub up to Law Nation 2.0 because that's where he's doing most of his work right now, okay? Law Nation 2.0. But on his Instagram, we got this little tad bit right here. For those who say, you pay that kind of money to a quarterback that's injured, let's go to the tape. Boom. All right. Look at that. Running, stair climbing, one leg, bouncing, sliding side to side. Oh, look at that. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. That's my quarterback. That's my teammate. And if you talk about him, it's not fair. Do you see that, right? You see that. Okay. I'm just making sure you see that. Yeah. And unlike some people that get paid and just kind of relax, I can guarantee you that he's going to be hungry, that he's going all in. You're going to see him on a tear next year. Now, I want to go to one of the Talking Heads shows this morning because I want to see how they're doing today. See what the reaction is, and I can't wait to see Skip Bayless and what he's got to say.
First things first, Dak Prescott got himself a deal. So is it Super Bowl or bust now for the Dallas Cowboys? How should Russell Wilson be feeling about all of this? Because he's factored in. And who's now under the most pressure on the Cowboys now that Dak's deal is done? Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Welcome to First Things First. Jenna Wolf, Nick Wright, Brandon Marshall, Kevin Wilds. Brandon, is any day better than payday in the NFL?
Get that money. No day is better than payday, Jenna. You know that. Come on, get that money, Dak.
Got his money. We obviously will start in Dallas this morning, where the Cowboys have finally locked up their franchise quarterback. Nick, you and I have been talking about this since the day this show went on the air. When would these two sides finally come together? The answer, little did we know, was yesterday. Could have saved us a lot of time. A reported 4 years, $164 million with a record $126 million guaranteed. The guy got paid. Cowboys tweeted just the 4 emojis here. A lot of angles to this one.
That's it.
Brandon, your reaction to Dak's deal this morning.
Yes, the kid from Houghton, Louisiana, then went on to play ball at Mississippi State. Country boy. If you don't know where he's from, look it up. I mean, there's literally nothing there. And this kid goes on to get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys in the 4th round. 2016, Tony Romo goes down. He now steps up, and he throws 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 104 passer rating, quarterback passer rating. Lights out. 2017, that was that sophomore slump. He comes out, throws 13 interceptions off of 22 touchdowns. 2018, Nick Wright words, just a okay year. Then 2019, he lights it up. Almost 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. And then this year, almost 2,000 yards in 6 games, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and 100 quarterback rating. congratulations to Dak Prescott. I mean, this is the thing that we all look for when we make it to this level, is that security. You know, when you're 6 and 7 years old, you dream about playing in the National Football League. You dream about buying your mom a home, and obviously we know Dak's story there. We dream about that security, Nick. So for him to finally get that done, and I look at that picture, he and his brother Tad, after the call came in and they signed the deal, them embracing. That's not just, oh, we got the deal. That is them thinking about years of all of the emotions and everything that they've gone through as a family, and what Dak has gone through, and what he's gone through last year. So it just takes me back to when I signed my deal, Nick, and everything that went through my mind. This is a emotional time. This is a time to celebrate, and there's so much going on. So hats off to Dak and the Dallas Cowboys for finally getting it done.
Well, I'm happy for Dak. I'm happy for his family. Brandon alluded to it. He's dealt with some family tragedies in his life, and for him and his brother to be able to share this moment is special, I'm sure. My reaction was, for the first time in 20 years, we have a precedent-breaking American sports contract. This is the best contract any player in any American sport has gotten in relation to his peers since A-Rod signed with the Rangers. Kevin Garnett broke the NBA model in 1997 with 6 for 126. A-Rod remade the Major League Baseball model with 10 for 252 in the year 2000. And Dak Prescott just remade the NFL model. You might say, Nick, didn't Mahomes get 10 for 450? He did. This contract is better, and I can prove it to you. It's better for Dak, that is, money by a country mile. Show all the records Dak Prescott's new contract broke, because the 4 for 160 only tells part of the story. $66 million direct deposited into his account the moment he signs. That's an NFL record. $75 million in year 1 cash compensation. That's an NFL record. I know it says $126 million guaranteed. That's for injury. $95 million fully guaranteed, no ifs, ands, or buts. That's an NFL record, and it really does become $126 million guaranteed, because the only way he doesn't get the 126 is if they cut him after 1 year, which would mean they would have paid him $95 million for 1 year of football. And that final line, Wilds, forget the no trade, no tag. His agent, Todd France, did a brilliant final maneuvering. They are going to tag Dak Prescott today and then sign him to this deal. That means he will have been franchise tagged twice. So not only will the Cowboys not be allowed to franchise tag him, he will never be able to be franchise tagged again. It's in his contract, they can't do it, and no team has ever franchise tagged a guy a third time, because the salary that goes along with it is exorbitant. So Dak Prescott essentially gets $125 million fully guaranteed, plus true and clear free agency if he wants it 4 years from now, Wilds. It's the best deal for a player anyone has ever signed in NFL history. That's what it was.
You know, like, okay, we feel like that from now on. And Kyler, and that's it. Now you can add Dak to that list. But every other team in the NFC has a big question mark when they look down the road. Who's our quarterback? And one of the reasons I think this got done, Nick, is because we saw 3 franchise quarterbacks in our, collective lifetimes. That we saw Troy. We had great memories of Troy. Then the Cowboys went into the wilderness, and there was a lot of quarterbacks, and no one was really that franchise guy until Romo. And then the opposite thing happened. Romo just passed the torch to Dak, and Dak started every game until he got hurt. He's going to come back 100% and keep the franchise moving forward. The question, Nick, is what is success for this contract? Do you feel like getting to a Super Bowl would be success? Does he have to raise a Lombardi trophy? For me, one of our big contracts a few years ago, like Matt Ryan, you got to the Super Bowl. I consider that a success. Are you a Super Bowl or bust guy?
Well, listen, for Dak, success is signing it. For the Cowboys, I would argue coming a game shy of the Super Bowl would be success, because they haven't done that in a quarter century.
Throw
you
shade
look around the NFC, and I'm going to do this off the top of my head, but I think it's right. In the last 20 years, every team in the NFC has played in a Super Bowl except for Washington and Detroit. And Minnesota, pardon me. Minnesota did come a game away. The Cowboys in the last 25 years haven't even been to a conference championship game. So they're one of 4 teams in the conference that has not even been able to say we're a game away from being a game away. So I think what success is for the Cowboys, Brandon, is dominating this division, constantly being in the discussion, and hey, maybe getting a good run one year. But what this guarantees is they do not enter the quarterback wilderness that Wildes was talking about, which they were in between Aikman and Romo for the better part of 15 years.
True.
Yeah, and this deal sets up this organization to really embrace success for years to come. And resident GM, I'm convinced now, after seeing you masterfully break down this contract, I'm like, God dang, Nick, right? He really knows his stuff. I mean, you're giving us details that nobody else is talking about. Well, his agent, Todd France, the way he did this, he put this team in a position. Oh, it's the researcher.
Oh my God.
No, but here's another
it's
thing,
not the
Nick,
researcher.
that when it comes to this contract.
First of all, hold on real quick, before you get to the other thing. No, listen, Wildes, I don't ever say to you, that's Wildes' joke writer. Don't try to take my corner.
Okay, we've kind of lost it here. Okay, so, all right. Step 1 of the offseason for the Dallas Cowboys is in the books. Now, step 2 is they're still going to need to clear a little bit of space to finish getting this under, possibly, for Dak Prescott. Depending on which site you use, Over the Cap has us at about 20. Sports Track has us about 26, 27. Either way, the Cowboys will need a little bit of cap room. So look for the Cowboys to start either cutting some players or restructuring some contracts to go ahead and get ready. Because we do have other players that come next week will become free agents. We're talking about Gerald McCoy, if they want to get him and stuff squared away before somebody else, or Aldon Smith as well. And we need to start getting that together and start figuring out if we're going to be a buyer in free agency. So step 1 in the books. Let's get on to step 2. As always, I want to thank you guys. Oh, I'm looking for MC George. We'll see if he shows up or not. I'm Mark Holmes, and I will see you guys soon.